Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of very interesting bodybuilding updates. The first thing we got for today is a new physique update from Samson Dauda. So if you guys remember, after the Prague Pro where Samson lost to Martin Fitzwater, he said his goal was to get to 350 pounds in the off-season, and previously he wasn't really getting much heavier than this weight right here. And right now, he is already over 150 kilos, which is 334 pounds. And guys, this is huge. This is enormous. I mean, he was already big at the Prague Pro for sure. He wasn't his usual size that he had this past couple of years on stage, but he was still freaking huge. He was massive on that stage. But now he's already like 35 pounds heavier than he was on that stage. And we actually have a physique update. You'll see his body fat and the way he looks right now. But in my opinion, if he did a prep right now, if he did a show in a couple of weeks from now, he would probably still look the same he did at the Prague Pro. I'm not sure about that, but I think so. And again, right now, he's 334 pounds. Soon, very soon, he's going to be those 350 pounds. Let's take a look at his physique right now at this moment. So here you go, guys. This is Samson right now, less than 4 weeks after the Prague Pro. He's again 35 pounds heavier, with pretty much the same or similar condition. If he wanted to, he could probably compete in 2 or 3 weeks again. But again, if he did that, would he be bigger? I mean, maybe he would be heavier, but I think he would still be lacking the legs and the body parts he was lacking at the Prague Pro. I think it's the legs mainly, to be honest, quads. And, even though he gained those 35 pounds, it can't be muscle tissue. It can't be contractile tissue. It's probably just, water retention, glycogen. Some muscle has been restored for sure, but it's not like he gained actual 35 pounds of solid muscle in 3 weeks. No. But again, he's 335 pounds right now. His goal is 350. So if he gained, let's say, 12 pounds a week so far, at that rate, he's gonna be 350 in another 2 weeks or so. I mean, maybe at this point his progress is gonna stall a little bit, but I don't know, guys. I think he's gonna be 350 very soon. And for those of you from Europe, like myself, that's 160 kilos, guys. A bodybuilder that's like, 6 foot less than, something like that, around 6 foot, weighing 160 kilos in this kind of condition or similar. Man, that's insane. That's an insane amount of size. I mean, I saw Andrew Jack in person recently, and he's my height, but he is massive. He's incredibly big, especially on the stage. And Samson is bigger. Samson is bigger than Andrew when he is at his best, the way he was last year, not this year. This year, Andrew Jack was probably even bigger because Samson was significantly downsized, but the biggest Samson we saw so far was bigger than Andrew, and next year, it seems like we're gonna see a new level, next level freakiness from Samson Dauda now that he lost the Mr. Olympia and placed all the way down to 4th, and then he lost to the 5th guy as well at the Prague Pro. I'm sure he'll be coming back with a vengeance. Now, will he be able to actually bring something good? I mean, who the hell knows, guys, really? He also wanted really badly to win this year's Mr. Olympia. He failed. So yeah, now he's driven. He wants to come in better. He was as driven last year. He also lost the Arnold Classic to Derek. So he wanted to come in better condition. He didn't do that because at one point his body was burning like crazy and he wanted to continue pushing. He didn't know that he should take one step back, increase the food, maybe add some insulin, maybe switch from test probe to test annotate, maybe, increase the GH or bring in some DECA. Try to focus on the fullness, and when your metabolism is racing like that, you're probably going to continue burning even if you do that, even if you increase the food. And I think that's probably the best way to actually continue burning the fat. Now, he didn't know how to do that he should do that. So will he be able to make the right decisions next year? I mean, him and his wife, they nailed it once. You can say they got lucky. So who knows if he's going to be able to deliver next year. He's going to come in bigger. I believe that. I know he wants to be bigger, so he's going to be bigger. But is he going to be conditioned enough? The other guys like Derek are already very big. I don't think Derek needs to grow that much more muscle. So Samson needs to be just big enough and lean enough. So yeah, I mean, he's driven, he's gonna come in bigger, it's gonna be very freaky, but is he gonna win the Mr. Olympia next year or the Arnold Classic? If he does it, who the hell knows? I think he needs a more experienced coach, somebody who's gonna figure it out, who doesn't need to make all these mistakes, because his career is slowly coming to an end and he can't afford to make all the mistakes, to learn on the mistakes. He needs to be really on it, and somebody needs to make sure that he actually delivers. But hey, if I'm choosing between a Samson Dauda who is a bit smaller but leaner and a fuller but less conditioned Samson Dauda, I'm always going for a fuller Samson Dauda, and Milos Sarcev knew that. That's how Samson cracked the top 6 at the Mr. Olympia for the first time. He went with crazy fullness. Yes, he was criticized for the condition, but Milos knew that Samson can't really bring those details, that size is his game and he should play his own game. He made a mistake this year. Next year, he's gonna fix it, but if somebody helped him to also bring decent conditioning, that would be lights out for everybody. So we'll see what he's gonna do. Anyways, right now, he's pushing for that size, and it's going very, very well, but let's wait. Let's wait and see what he's gonna look like when he's deep into the off-season. How much are these legs that are actually gonna come back to life? Because even though here he is huge and heavy, his legs are still down in size. So it's going to take him a while to actually revive his body, and once he does that and does a prep, he's going to look amazing. And if he decides to do the Arnold Classic, I think that's enough time for him to deliver something special and to win the Arnold Classic. If not that, then the Mr. Olympia. Anything is possible, guys. Whatever you think, tell me down below. Alright, the next thing we got is something from Rafael Brandao, and it's been a while since we saw anything from this guy. I mean, he was talked about as one of the potential top 6 Olympians, and he was top 10 already. He was close to challenging the top guys at the Arnold Classic. He was right next to Samson and Hadi, and he held his own the last time we saw him on stage, but then something happened. He had some stomach issues, and it seems like now he's solved that gut issue, but in the meantime, he definitely lost a lot of weight. He was smaller, he wasn't really posting any physique updates, and now he is back and he looks freaking huge, man. He looks huge. His conditioning is not that great though, but that's a great thing for Rafael in my opinion, because he was always a conditioned, aesthetic looking guy, but he was never really the biggest guy. And whenever we saw him huge in the off season, the next time we saw him on stage, he was better. So I want to see him as big and as full as possible in the off-season, because he needs to grow. And when dieting down, he talked about this, and his coach, Neil Hill, talked about this as well. He's not really suffering at all. He needs to eat a whole bunch of food. He was eating up to 1,000 grams of carbs a day in his prep. Not every day, of course, but his carbs never really went low. He's always eating a lot, and he gets shredded easily. So conditioning is never an issue for Rafa, and really when he's prepping as well, I prefer to see him, fuller, maybe a little bit behind, and then in the last moment he gets lean enough, and that's when he performs the best. When he's lean in the off-season or too lean in the prep, he usually ends up looking a little bit more stringy, smaller for these open guys. But since he looks like this right now, this is looking phenomenal. And as far as I know, he's actually doing the Arnold Classic again. He looked pretty crazy at the 2024 Arnold Classic, but he went against the best Hadi Japan of all time, and that was one of the freakiest physiques we saw in the last decade. I would say the freakiest physique in the last decade, the freakiest one after Phil Heath. And there was also Samson Dauda doing that show, who was also very, very good. And next to those guys, Rafael, he still held his own. He wasn't really challenging them. He was in a league below, but still, he was looking very good. And that was 2 years ago. Now, based on this photo, how much muscle did he actually gain? I'm not sure, but like I said, he had those gut issues, so I'm pretty sure he wasn't blasting anything in the off-season, and I think for that, if he actually maintained this kind of size without pushing anything. Now that he starts pushing things in his prep for the Arnold Classic, he's gonna get leaner but also bigger at the same time. And I think he already has built some new tissue that you can't really see yet, but once he's full blown, you'll see it. You'll see it. Now, can he win the Arnold Classic this year? Probably not, because we already know that Andrew Jacked and Nick Walker are doing it. I think those guys are pretty solidified in that top 2, unless Nick fails terribly again. But I think Andrew is definitely in that top 2, or, the favorite to win. It could be Derek who comes back and competes again, but I doubt that. I think he's going to focus on defending his title. Then there is Martin Fitzwater. Do I see Rafael beating Martin? Probably not. I don't think so. So I think for Rafael, I think top 4, top 5 is probably the best case scenario, the Arnold Classic. But he's going to win another show, if not the Arnold Classic, then probably Arnold Classic Brazil, and he'll qualify for the Mr. Olympia. But I'm curious to see how good will he look against those guys, because he has incredible structure, really, really good lines, and he's a taller guy, and if he gains some size and brings good condition, if his back is improved as well, that can be really impressive. That can be really good, and I'm really curious to see what that's gonna look like. You guys tell me down below whatever you think about Rafael right now. Alright, and lastly, I have to talk about this guy right here, guys. Probably the best looking amateur bodybuilder in the world right now. His name is Yokokawa Naotaka, and he's from Japan. And guys, just look at this insane physique. I don't know how this guy is not a pro yet. Maybe he didn't try, but he's gonna try and turn pro at the Japan Pro, and hopefully he's gonna be able to compete next year with the pros, because I want to see him against some of the best in the world. I mean, he still lacks some size, I would say, in certain body parts, but the shape, the structure of this physique, it's absolutely insane. This right here is Phil Heath potential. Look at it, look at the back and the glutes, and look at the hamstrings and the glutes mainly. The back is a bit smaller, but it has a great shape as well. Kind of similar to Phil Heath. He also lacked that width in the back, but he had everything else. And, he has this quality of the muscle that Phil Heath also had. The quality of the skin looks really good, and the conditioning is great. And look at the freaking arms, man. Look at the triceps and the biceps, the chest as well. I mean, everything, really. This guy's such a freak, and I don't know what his age is. Japanese people look much younger usually than they are, so he looks like he can be 20 years old and natural, but I don't think he is. I'm also wondering how much below the classic physique weight cap is he? Like, does he have hollow bones like Mike Sommerfeld? And can he actually make the classic physique weight cap somehow? I mean, he is big, but he's not super massive. He's probably somewhere between the classic and the open. I think he has the potential for open bodybuilding for sure, but he needs to put on a lot more size, and I'm pretty sure he can make the weight in classic. I mean, he's already shredded, so I don't think he needs to burn off any fat or water, but he can downsize maybe a little bit, try to make the weight somehow, and I think he can probably compete in classic. Again, I'm not sure, but I think he's somewhere between. But as far as like his future, open class, man, for sure. Look at the most muscular right here. Look at the quads as well, but those triceps are crazy. The 3D, the shape of the muscle, the quality of the skin and everything like that, conditioning as well. This guy has so much potential, man. So yeah, so we'll see what he's gonna do at the Japan Pro, if he's gonna turn pro or not, but I'm pretty sure he will very easily. Also, guys, tell me whatever you think about Rafael Brandao, about Samson Dauda, or about this new monster coming from Japan. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. See you soon, all the best, and bye-bye.